Hi, welcome to our channel Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin. The search for meaning. A young man's journey begins. In the heart of ancient India, there was a young man named Siddhartha who felt an overwhelming urge to search for deeper meaning in life. Raised in comfort, within the boundaries of his family's wealth, Siddhartha was not satisfied with the teachings or the life he had inherited. Despite all the privileges around him, he felt a deep inner unrest. There was something missing in his life, something beyond material success or academic knowledge. He wanted to find a greater truth, something that would fill the empty space inside of him. From an early age, Siddhartha had been an intelligent and curious soul, driven by a desire to understand the world beyond what was taught. His father, a respected Brahmin, had high hopes for his son. He expected Siddhartha to follow in his footsteps, to embrace the scholarly and spiritual life that was customary in their family. Siddhartha, however, was not content with just the rituals and the formal path prescribed by his father. He sought a deeper, more personal understanding of existence, and that quest led him to make a bold decision. One day, Siddhartha made up his mind. He decided to leave his family, his friends, and the comforts of his home to venture into the world alone. This was a defining moment, a turning point in his life. Siddhartha's decision to leave behind everything that was familiar to him was not just an act of rebellion, but a pursuit of truth. He felt that the traditional paths, the teachings of his father, the rules of the Brahmin, and the comforts of life could not provide the answers he was seeking. Instead, he needed to experience life firsthand, unbound and unencumbered by the precepts of society. As Siddhartha walked away from the life he knew, he felt a profound sense of freedom mixed with uncertainty. His heart was heavy, but his spirit was light. His journey was not just one of physical movement, but a spiritual quest. This was not just about leaving his home. It was about leaving behind everything he thought he knew, all the structures and rules that shaped his early understanding of the world. For Siddhartha, the unknown held the promise of transformation and growth, a real-life parallel. Siddhartha's decision to embark on a journey of self-discovery might remind us of the experiences of modern-day individuals who feel a deep longing for a meaningful life. Take, for example, Maya, a young woman working in a high-paying job in a large corporate office. On the outside, Maya had everything she was supposed to want: financial stability, social recognition, and the respect of her colleagues. Yet, despite this, she felt a deep sense of emptiness. She often spent late nights pondering why, despite her achievements, she felt unfulfilled. One day, Maya made a similar decision to Siddhartha's. She left her job, broke off from the life she had been living, and set out to travel the world, looking for deeper meaning. Like Siddhartha, Maya did not have a clear answer, but she was determined to explore the world and herself. Her decision was met with doubts and resistance from those around her. But like Siddhartha, she believed that only by experiencing life beyond the walls of her current world could she uncover what was truly important to her. The first encounter with the ascetics. As Siddhartha ventured out into the wilderness, he came across a group of ascetics, men who renounced worldly possessions and comforts in pursuit of spiritual liberation. These ascetics were living a life of extreme discipline, fasting, and meditation. They believed that by depriving themselves of physical needs, they could attain enlightenment. Siddhartha, intrigued by their path, decided to join them, thinking that perhaps this was the way to the truth he sought. He lived with the ascetics for a while, undergoing intense physical hardship and rigorous spiritual practices. Yet, as the days passed, Siddhartha began to feel disillusioned. Despite their dedication and discipline, the ascetics, like the Brahmins, seemed to be stuck in their ways. They were so focused on the external practices, fasting, denying their bodies, and avoiding worldly pleasures, that they seemed to have lost sight of the deeper truth. The more Siddhartha followed their teachings, the more he felt as though he was missing something crucial. One day, Siddhartha realized that the ascetic's way of life, while noble, was not the answer to his quest. He had learned the value of self-discipline and the importance of inner reflection, but he knew that this was only one side of the equation. Siddhartha's journey was about finding balance, not depriving himself of life's pleasures, but experiencing them with full awareness. He was learning that the path to truth was not about avoiding the world, but engaging with it fully and without fear. He could not simply escape from life. He needed to experience it in all its complexity, a real-life parallel. This moment of realization can be likened to the experiences of individuals who find themselves following a prescribed path, only to realize that it doesn't lead to true fulfillment. Take, for instance, James, a young man who grew up in a strict religious environment. He was taught to follow a set of rules and rituals, and for a long time he did. However, as James grew older, he began to feel disconnected from the teachings he had been raised with. The rules felt restrictive and didn't provide the deep sense of purpose he longed for. In a similar fashion to Siddhartha, James left the environment he had known, seeking a more balanced approach to spirituality. He didn't reject the teachings entirely, but he began to explore other philosophies and practices that resonated with his inner truth. Like Siddhartha, James realized that personal growth and understanding could not be achieved through rigid external rules, but through a deeper connection with both his inner self and the world around him. The path of desire and the pursuit of pleasure. Siddhartha's journey took another pivotal turn when he encountered a new way of thinking. He met a woman named Kamala, who introduced him to the world of sensual pleasures. Kamala, an elegant and graceful courtesan, taught Siddhartha the art of love and pleasure. Siddhartha, eager to explore this new aspect of life, indulged in the pleasures of the senses, wealth, power, and sensuality. For a time, Siddhartha embraced this new lifestyle, living in a luxurious house and enjoying the pleasures of the flesh. He learned the art of negotiation, the importance of wealth, and the ways in which people were drawn to power and status. However, as he became deeper and deeper involved in this world, Siddhartha felt a growing sense of dissatisfaction. The more he indulged in pleasure, the more he realized that it was not the ultimate source of happiness. He began to see that material wealth and sensual enjoyment could not provide the lasting satisfaction he was looking for. This period in Siddhartha's life was marked by excess and indulgence. He experienced the world of desire fully, but he began to understand the limitations of seeking happiness through external pleasures. Just as the ascetic path had proved unsatisfying, the pursuit of pleasure also seemed hollow. Siddhartha realized that neither extreme, the life of deprivation nor the life of indulgence, could lead him to the deeper understanding he sought, a real-life parallel. Siddhartha's immersion in sensual pleasure can be compared to the modern-day experience of individuals chasing after material success and instant gratification. Take the example of William, a man who had climbed the corporate ladder and amassed considerable wealth. He lived in a luxurious home, drove expensive cars, and had the status that many envied. However, despite all of this, William often felt lonely and unfulfilled. The constant pursuit of wealth and status brought him momentary satisfaction, but he found that it never lasted. He realized that the external trappings of success could not bring lasting happiness. In a similar way to Siddhartha, William began to question the meaning of his life. He wondered if there was more to existence than just acquiring wealth and enjoying fleeting pleasures. This questioning led him to seek a more balanced life, one that valued relationships, inner peace, and personal growth over material success. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.